is not integrated. Yeah, that's fine. Stop. So technically that's actually... No, I don't want that. I don't want... So I'm trying to remember all these different things. Perfect streaming. So technically, and I should stop saying technically.
Well, technically.
And then there's a little bit of lag. That's... Whoa, that was close. Trackpad almost took out the coffee. So that's going live to the internet right now.
Did it just go on the screen over there?
Yeah, no, because the trackpad... I touched the trackpad. But...
Quite a bit of lag. And I just picked my nose on the internet. It was more of a scratch.
Was it inside the nostril
No,
or
it
outside?
was one of those ones.
It was definitely on the outside?
Yeah.
It's okay to do it. I mean, we all pick our noses. I was actually thinking today, you if you've got mucus in like the back of your nose, you will, even though people don't like it, you will, and then think.
Yeah.
But if you pick your nose and eat it, that's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Now it's just us looking over there, which isn't good. I'm very disappointed that few people have liked my video of me writing and singing in the rain. Very disappointed. I'm surprised that didn't come up. That I was... Anyway, I wanted to... This is this is terrible. That's almost 3 minutes of nothing.
Can we start it again, or?
Oh, we could if we wanted to, but there's no real point.
Well, if we want to be professional.
Well, no. This isn't a professional enough endeavour, this first one anyway. I've been thinking for quite a while about wanting to do podcasts and stuff again. Why is there 4 people liking this already? That's weird.
Who's liked it?
I don't know. I don't know whether I can see. I liked it, but that's because it's mine. I can't... Oh, we've got one watching.
Oh.
But I can't see who it is. I wonder if the chat's working. We'll see if anyone notices or sees that. I can only unlike it. That's annoying. Where's the... Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Share. I just wanted to put it up on Facebook. But anyway, what... I am genuinely surprised that you don't like Game of Thrones, given that you're not adverse to sci-fi and fantasy. What about Lord of the Rings? Do you like Lord of the Rings?
I like Lord of the Rings to a point, in the fact that there's so many things about the concept of you know, the fantasies and all that sort of stuff that I think is really awesome, but there's so many things about those sort of movies that I hate. And the one thing that I really hate about Lord of the Rings in particular, because it happens a lot there and it happens a lot in the Game of Thrones as well, is this style of war where you've got 1,000,001 people about to fight one another, and let's say 500,000 of those people are on horses, and then the other half are standing there with big fucking spears.
Yep.
And you're charging your horse right at a man with a spear. You're gonna get speared.
Yeah, that is.
Or the flip side to that, you've got people shooting bows and arrows at a large group of people. These people are gonna die.
Yeah, but it's war. People are going to die in war. You have to have casualties.
What happened to good old, one person fighting another?
Speaking of which, did you see in India, I think it was, a sword fight broke out in a mosque or something?
I did not see that.
Between two. If we had this worked out better, I'd be able to bring it up and I could actually split screen it. But if I lean out of the shot right now, it's not going to look that good. And the lighting, you don't realise how bad lighting is until you see something like that, how it's just not quite looking. We don't look very pretty, unfortunately. But yeah, a fight broke out and it's all swords. But the best part about it is that the sword fighting was completely uncoordinated, in that it was literally just guys walking around like with their swords up like this and bang, and it looked like they were almost ornamental swords as well. They were just like
Indiana Jones swords.
No, but Indiana Jones swords implied that they were sharp.
Okay.
These swords all looked like they were just pretty swords that were meant for dress swords and stuff. Yeah. And so I assumed that all the injuries were people getting hit and bruised, as opposed to getting cut. I didn't see any cutting going on in the short bit of footage. Obviously, of course, it was what's it called? Internet phone footage.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that. I wasn't expecting much out of it anyway. But why is it that just like fighting and the fact that people live and the fights are stupid that you...
Oh, look, that's not the only thing. I detest the fact that the 3 Lord of the Rings movies are essentially just movies about walking.
Yes.
That's all it is. It is. And I get the whole point of, you had the eagles, why don't you just jump, get the eagles to fly? And I know, yes, the ring of Sauron or whatever it is would he'd open his eye and he would see you and whatever, but it's just unnecessary. I like the Hobbit movies, and I don't know why I like them, and I don't like the Lord of the Rings movies.
Interesting. I when I first went and saw Lord of the Rings, I didn't know that it was part 1 of a 3-part that was just one big story. I was expecting something like Star Wars, where it was 3 different stories. So I came out of it going, what the fuck was that? That movie didn't end.
Yeah. They
just wandered over a hill and the camera didn't follow them. I got very pissed off. Subsequently, though, I did spend one week watching all 3 director's cuts, which are the 3-hour versions, and I didn't find any of it boring. I actually really enjoyed all of it. But listening to the audiobooks of the original, that was boring because it was just walk, this, that, something else happened, and that got a little bit annoying. Then I tried to watch The Hobbit, the first one, and I think I got sucked into the same problem that a lot of people did, in that the camera, because of the way that some of the camera or something they used, it felt a bit weird, and I wasn't able to get into it. So I still haven't seen all of the Hobbits.
The second one?
Either of them. Yeah. I've pretty much only watched the bit where they all come to Bilbo's place and have dinner.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much it. That said, though, I have started reading the Hobbit graphic novel.
Okay.
Because I bought that because I knew I wasn't going to be able to read. I've given up on trying to read actual books. I'm just reading or getting them through other forms, i.e. audiobook or comic. Yeah. But yeah, I've got the Game of Thrones comic.
Yeah, I've got that.
Volume 2 in there.
I've got that. I tried that. I tried that to help me understand Game of Thrones. Didn't work. Didn't work.
You should have brought a drive or something, and I would have given you the audiobooks, because I really enjoy the audiobooks.
Too much time.
Not enough time in my life. You do. That's one of my favourite things that when I was working in the cafe, I didn't get a chance to do it as much. Was listen to podcasts and audiobooks. Whereas now I can, because I'm back gardening and I've got all day of Gavin just going prune that. Sure. Podcast in. Snip, snip, snip. I get to listen to a lot of podcasts. That's the good thing about the 3-hour Rogan experiences.
Yeah.
Is that I've got time to listen to them.
Yeah, see, I kind of go through phases where I'll listen to podcasts for a while and then I won't listen to any.
Yeah.
I'll listen to music again.
Yeah.
And even with the Joe Rogan ones, I've got to find ones that I'm interested in.
Absolutely.
So the last one I listened to all the way through was the nutrition one.
Was that with Maxwell?
No, with the female.
Ron
and that
Patrick.
It was quite interesting because it was a lot about the cancer stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I find that a bit interesting. But again, all this nutrition and diet stuff, it's one person's opinion.
What is getting really annoying to me is the fact that I get told completely contradictory things by different people. And I don't know where they're getting their information from, but the people they're getting their information from are adamant about it as well. Like, you listen to a Rob Wolf podcast and it's like, oh my God, paleo is the only way to go. But then you listen to someone else and they're like, oh no, you can have dairy. You can have bread. And then someone else again says, yeah, but bread's natural. If you make it right, like just from wheat, and you don't put any chemicals in it to whiten it or do any other stuff, it's natural. Yep. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, it is natural. So why can't I eat it? And it's really, really frustrating.
But it's the individual thing. It's what your body. Oh
no, it's just my chest move.
Oh,
you're right. Yeah, it's the individual and what works for you. Go.
I was just going to say, everyone's got their own opinion about diet and nutrition, and everyone's right.
So, yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying to you before, I just recently have started not having breakfast as an experiment. Like, I used to have a number of eggs, bacon, sweet potato, some avocado, some seeded mustard. It was fantastic breakfasts. But I used to have a big breakfast. And then I stopped for a bit and had peanut butter and honey on toast for a week or so. And now I'm experimenting with just completely skipping breakfast, making sure that I've got something to eat at about 10 o'clock, but skipping it and seeing how I go. And I'm finding it's working. It's okay. Yeah. So the old adage of you've got to have breakfast might not be true.
No. I, because I do jiu-jitsu in the mornings, I can't have a big breakfast. But in the times that I've tried to have a breakfast, like I'm very much, like you said, I go through phases and fads as well. And a couple of weeks ago I was doing yogurt with like frozen berries in the morning. I'd have that before I would train.
Yep.
Other times I just have the banana. I don't know. I don't notice any difference.
What, as in your energy levels?
No, I don't notice any difference. Like,
it's weird.
The only thing I did notice recently, there was one day where I didn't train and I had probably enough sleep at night, but I got up in the morning and I had something I had not had for years, and that was Wheat Bix. I had Wheat Bix and I still had soy milk, which, again, you're not meant to have soy milk. Soy gives you titties. Don't know. I felt ridiculously sick the entire day.
And what do you reckon it was the soy, or do you reckon it was the...
I don't know. Or, look, it could have been a combination of things. Soy, Wheat Bix, not training. I don't know.
Well, I definitely think that your regular activity... I mean, it's just obvious, but your regular activity really dictates what you can and can't eat.
Yeah.
My lightest as an adult was low 90s when I was in my first year of my first attempt at a gardening apprenticeship, and I was riding my bike to work, working a full day as a gardener, and then riding home. And then sometimes I'd ride my bike to work, then I'd ride my bike to training, I'd train, and then I'd ride all the way home, which was Richmond to Mentone. So like 30k or so,
nice ride.
20 or 30k. It's what?
Nice ride.
It was good, especially when it was pitch black. But I got to the point where I was my thinnest ever. I was happy. I was eating like a horse, but I love eating, so it was good. And I was just so fit and mostly happy. I didn't actually go to training that often, but I was tired and I lived in Mentone, so it was hard. But I got to a point where I'd wake up, and when I woke up, I was straight out of bed, no stimulants, nothing, happy as Larry. It came to 8 or 9 o'clock, and bang, I was asleep.
Yeah.
But I'd get up every day with no problem. I was always happy when I was at work, all that kind of stuff. And again, I was eating like a big lunch box of pasta for my lunch. I wasn't eating very healthy at the time, but...
Yeah, but what's healthy?
I wasn't eating fruit and veg.
Okay.
So I don't think that was healthy. I'd have... That's not true. Because my mother was cooking for me a lot. Because I was still at home. And I was getting probably meat and veg for dinner most nights. But I would go and get a Red Bull and a donut on a regular basis. And it's funny, now that I'm about to turn 31, I've noticed the crash from sugar a lot more.
Yeah.
Back then, I don't think I had as much of a crash.
That's probably been a big thing for me, cutting out a lot of sugar.
I have to.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how much I've got to got out sugar.
Yeah, but then, you got people saying, oh, but don't eat fruit. Fruit's full of sugar. Fuck it. Can't win.
My theory is that fruit's full of...
Deliciousness,
but it's going to be a better sugar than a Snickers bar.
Yeah, of course.
So
which I had today because it was at the counter at Aldi and it was delicious.
But if you want a Snickers bar...
Have it.
It's not the end of the world.
No.
It's that kind of thing that annoys me about the paleo stuff, is that the paleo stuff are like, this is what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure you remember from the I can't remember Gavin's last name, the nutrition guy at Dominance.
I want to say Howard.
That's very close. It's definitely H and a D at the end, but I can't remember exactly. Yeah, something like that. That Gavin. The other Gavin, as I refer to him. He made the point, which is a very good point, that most of us aren't world-class top athletes.
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, I know you are, but I personally am not. My only real goal is to be healthy and happy. And I noticed, especially last year when I had a very dark period, that my food wasn't good then. I was overeating, I wasn't exercising enough, I was drinking, I was smoking. Whereas now didn't eat anything until I rode my bike to Footscray today. Then went for 3 or 4 hours of just walking around a park looking for caches, and then rode home in the rain. And I felt fantastic. And I'm really I'm planning tomorrow morning to get up at 5 a.m. like I normally do and go for another ride, because I feel great after I go for a ride. But it's also that's sort of going on a tangent over to exercise. But in order to do that, I need to eat good food. And if I have an apple or a banana and then I exercise, that sugar's not going to be bad.
As opposed to having Snickers and Mars bars. And
it would be stupid of me to wake up and go get 4 Krispy Kremes and a Red Bull from the 7-Eleven.
Yes.
But I've done that before. But...
yeah,
it'd be better to, if you're going to have sugar, have an apple and a banana than have something like that, I guess, when it comes to sugar. We've now got 2 people watching. I have no idea who they are, though. I assumed it would be Jamie, would be at least one of them, but she doesn't have Wi-Fi where she's at, so I don't think she would watch. I don't think I can find out, which is annoying.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Someone loves us.
Someone loves us. It's always good. Given that it's just a fun little experiment for tonight.
We need a thing behind us here.
A blue screen.
Yep.
Or a projection.
Yep.
A projection of a night sky. If I'd been more organised, I would have had it so that we could sit with the TV behind us, and then you could have like a roaring fire on the TV or something. But yeah, I screwed that up. Any other TV shows that you... Actually, no, let's talk about Saga.
Yep.
How much of Saga have you read?
I am up to chapter 5, I believe, of
Chapter 5. So you mean book 5, effectively?
Yeah, book 5.
Yeah. What's happening in that? Remind me, because it's been a while since I read them.
So they are in the process of trying to find the rocket ship field or something.
The tree rocket ship.
You're giving too much away for me because I haven't got to that yet.
Oh, okay.
But the field where the rockets are, apparently.
The field where the rockets are.
And they've taken on the Isabel has attached her soul to baby Hazel.
Yes. So now people can see. Oh, see, that doesn't work for me because I want to still be able to see. So I'm going to do that. There we go. That's better. People that are watching us now can see the screen. If you look down there, you can see it. Actually, that one looks terrible. Let's go with the 2D mix. Yeah, 2D mix. So we're still in the corner, but people can see. Yeah, that's the issue 1. Is that the trade cover?
That's the trade cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got me. That was pretty much what got me.
Well, you've got a guy, essentially a man with horns, and then a woman with wings. So that's enough.
Also, is it just? I can't remember what's her name.
I
can't remember either of their names.
Neither can I right now, and I just read it today.
I obviously feel a little bit weird and creepy and stuff, and that's not the best. But I found part of the appeal was I thought that she was drawn very attractively.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this fucking car is. Why would you call your car a Saga? That doesn't sound good to me. I do like the robots.
I do, yes.
The robot
and the sex scene with the robot.
The sex robot bit, which I don't think we'll be able to find. These are, and we've gone into all. So that's
Robert Pattinson. That's Isabel.
That's Isabel, who's a ghost spirit type.
The horror.
The horror. Did you see this? A cosplay of.
Oh my god, that is so awesome.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially because now, admittedly, he doesn't look it, but she's got the little Eurasian mix to her that was exactly the same as.
And the baby on the tit.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's. Oh wait, I saw something that was a bit further than where you're up to. Nothing huge, but then that's another one that was just crazy. That character.
What's her name?
And then that girl as well with she's got the.
Yeah, this is volume 2. This is volume 3. Sorry,
and that's 14 as well.
Yeah, I haven't got to that yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So let's close these off.
That doesn't tell you anything though.
Well, it's a cover. I quite like the
sex
Sexington or whatever it's called. Yeah,
the sex planet was pretty good. Sextillion.
Sextillion. That's right.
Damn it! I really want to reread it now. I'm gonna have to go down to my mum's now and grab my 2.
So yeah, really enjoying it so far, I must admit. But I'm at that stage where I don't want to read it so fast because I don't want to finish it.
Fair enough.
It's also, kind of how I felt with Sex Criminals when I was reading that.
I've got to get round to. I think I've read one issue of that. I'm a big fan. Sorry, I've angled it away from having us both in the picture. Is it just me, or does it? If you lean to your you just lost the mic. If you lean to your right a bit, and I sort of lean in, is that just like a electronic duo cover from the 90s?
Yep.
With the glasses. Stop making the mic fall. I'm a big fan of, and I don't want to sound like too much of a wanker, because I'm sure I will, but I'm a big fan of strong female characters as the leads and stuff. And I found that image, I really like her character because it's so even between the two of them, in that you can expect both of them to kick ass. It's not, neither of them is being saved or is a damsel in distress or anything like that, which is really cool. So I think that for me was a bit of the appeal of that one.
Saying there?
Dear, that's enough.
Yeah.
Have you read that? Have you seen that image?
I have no idea.
Because I think I'm remembering what that's from. Her doing that. Now the other thing.
The Stork. That's what her name was.
The Stork.
Yeah.
Who was the Stork again?
The Stork is one of the freelancers that's after them.
With the spider legs.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the Will. Is that his name? The Will.
When you've caught up, and when I've gone and bought 3, and we've both read 3, we need to talk, because I need someone to talk about it with, because I'm remembering what happens to like the Stork and to the Will, and I'm remembering all this stuff that I can't mention because
it's still early days for me. So
and it's not like it's Game of Thrones where you don't give a shit when I can spoil stuff for you. But of course I wouldn't do it here because I'm sure that somebody,
the 2 people that are listening,
the two people that are watching now, would be very concerned if I ruined that. So I was going to try and bring a comic back from my folks' place for you, and I didn't, so I'm now going to bring it up on the screen. And it's called Happy. Doesn't that look awesome?
Looks pretty cool.
Especially when there's stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Santa bought you a bullet.
I don't want to reveal too much.
Right.
Well, that's a good one. Let's oh damn it. Go back to normal camera for a second. God damn it, Grant Morrison's a weird looking fella. Isn't he? God damn it.
He looks like Billy Corgan mixed with Patrick Stewart.
Billy Corgan
in like an industrial German noise band.
Billy Corgan if he joined Rammstein.
Yes.
And I can't seem to zoom in there, which is annoying me.
It's because you're on a laptop and not on an iPad.
What? No, normally it does work.
Can you?
So where it's pretty much this guy, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Oh, I did it again. There we go. Eddie, I think his name is. He's an ex-cop that's been disgraced, and all of a sudden, as he's in, what's it called, hospital, this blue unicorn finds him and starts saying, "Eddie, you've got to come and save Sally," or someone like that. And it goes from there, and it's like a hallucination, and no one else can see it. And it's only like a 6-parter, like a single trade paperback, and
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was a one-off that he did, that Morrison wrote. And I got to like issue 5 and I was like, not sure what I feel about this. Got to issue 6 and I was like, holy fuck, this is a great comic. So I recommend it to you, and I'm going to try and get it. Remember to bring it back from Mum's and lend it to you, because it is actually really good. I've recommended it to a few people now because it's just messed up. Like, it is literally messed up.
Have you ever read Crossed? We had a conversation about Crossed.
No, and I think the extent that I've had for Crossed is that I've seen it on the shelf at the comic book store.
So Crossed was another one that it was actually recommended to me by one of the guys I used to work with, and he lent me the first trade, and I'm like, alright, I'll give it a go. Look, it's, you know, he kind of sold it to me as a bit of a zombie apocalypse kind of one. So I'm like, alright, fair enough. I've never heard of that sort of thing before, so I may as well give this a go.
Because that's pretty much the extent of it, isn't it?
No one's ever done a zombie apocalypse thing. I've never heard of it before. But this is a little bit different in the fact that they're not really zombies. They're just mindless things that they get a cross that shows up on their face. And they're just completely amoral, and it's a very fucked up comic. It's probably the one comic I've read that is really, I've had to do a double take on each page, going, I can't believe they did that.
Okay, so is it
violent?
It's violent,
sexually violent.
Okay.
There's just to give. I won't be giving anything away, but basically there's a character in it named Horsecock, and he doesn't speak as far as I can remember, but he has a horsecock that he likes to hit people with.
Oh, okay, that wasn't where I was going with it, but interesting.
He's cut off a horse's cock and he uses it to bash people over the head.
Isn't it rotting or something?
Oh, it is very rotting, but still.
I guess that just adds to the savagery of using it. How about Scalped?
And that's another one you've recommended to me, but
so.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't.
I'm actually still not finished reading it. I've got to get round to it. It's very annoying because I've got it on my iPad right now, and I haven't. Every time I go to read something from my iPad, I just don't read that for some reason. Like, it just doesn't. it doesn't appeal to me to read it for some reason. Yet I really liked it and I really enjoyed it. And I, like, for instance, I think it'd make even though I think almost every comic would make a good TV show, I think that one would.
It's a cat in a tree.
Yeah, but look at the way it's sitting and stuff. I think that's
It's a cat in a tree.
Oh, god damn it. The lag is really... There we go. Now it's in the centre. I just thought that it's a funny cat in a tree. I'm very excited that they're making a TV show of, or it's at least in the early stages, a TV show of DMZ.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Another one I got to get into.
But you know what? I think I'm gonna. You know how there are people like, especially with Game of Thrones is one example where people are like, "Oh, the book's better," and the people that are so dedicated to the book that when the visual representation comes out, they're disappointed. I think I'm gonna be that. I'm finally gonna be one of those people that's actually read something before it became the visual version, because I love DMZ so much that if they don't just follow it word for word, I'm gonna be disappointed. Because it's very good. I can lend that to you. I've got that here.
How many issues are there? A lot.
12 paperback trades. 12 trades, I think. Something like that, anyway. But it's awesome because it goes off the main character for a few issues, and it focuses on all the other stuff that goes on in the DMZ. For those who I sort of forgot for a second there that there might actually be someone listening, or there might be someone listening retroactively after we've finished this and we've edited it, or I've edited it and put it up somewhere.
I don't know how to edit.
You sure don't want to do that?
I don't know how to. I must admit, I'll just delete it.
Damn it! I ruined it. I was thinking of putting lots of reverb on stuff.
Well.
So you can introduce yourself and then have it sound like Bruce Buffer's doing it. DMZ is a comic about what would happen if the America had another civil war and the island of Manhattan became a demilitarized zone, and it is very, very good. So yeah,
Walking Dead.
I've got to get back into reading it. I think I'm up to trade paperback 12.
Shit. Yeah.
I'm a fair way in. It was because back last year, I was earning twice what I'm earning now, and the comic book store was between my place and work, and it was around the corner from work. Comics R Us on Chapel.
Oh yeah.
And my entire comic collection came from the 1.5 to 2 years that I was working there, because I went in there one day after work and went, oh, I'll buy that. It was just when the New 52 started, and I started reading the New 52, I think, on my iPad, because I got into comics again, but I was into them a little bit when I was little, but I got back into them because of the iPad, because when I went on holiday, I found the app, and I'd been listening to like Smodcast and stuff, and I was like, oh, what was that Batman that Kevin Smith did? So I read Widening Gyre on there, and then I got back into comics because I went into the comic book store. And I used to go in like every couple of days and buy 2 trade paperbacks and read them. So yeah, I've done about up to 12 on The Walking Dead, and I want to keep going because it is a good comic. That's one where the show is really stretching it on taking the subject matter and sort of ruining it a bit.
See, I've never watched. I've watched the show, but I can't get past the 3rd or 4th episode.
Why not?
I don't know. I've had the conversations where I should be liking this show, but I just don't like it. Zombies are done to death.
Oh hell yeah! But and that's the thing that I like, is that in the book, it's much more about the relationships and the characters. Yeah. Have you read the book?
No.
Oh. Well, that's another one I can lend you if you want. Because it's a lot more about the characters, and it's about the fact that these people are in a shit situation and they have to live in it. It's not about gruesome zombies and stuff, and I think that's where the show sort of focused a little bit too much especially this last season when they had the whole, oh, we've got the flu, which means if we get the flu, we can't be, we could then die and become a zombie. And it's like, that's not what they should be focusing on. They should be focusing on the stuff that they did towards the end of that season, where it was, how are we coping? And that little girl that couldn't quite get past it. And so then she did something messed up that I'm not going to reveal because someone might want to watch it, because that's a really messed up thing to have happen. But that, they started in the last part of that season pulling things from the comics, but for different characters. They were pulling things in from different characters and using them on characters they'd made up, and yeah, it was a bit weird. So I don't think I've watched the last couple of episodes of that season. I'm not even sure if I'll bother for next season when it comes out, because it was the comics are much better.
I just know so many people obsessed with it.
Yeah, but I know
one of them.
I know a lot of people that were really disappointed with this last season because it did just stall so much.
Yeah.
They really got to the verge of completely ruining that show in the last season because they just stalled and went so slowly, and it was literally just, oh, we're sick, and that was it. Whereas now they're getting back to this. They've had a couple of characters being introduced who are now trying to get to Washington because the guy's got a cure or something, or he knows what the problem is, which again, he's going to be riding, I think, with Glenn. Yeah, Glenn's teamed up with him in the show, but in the comic, Rick was all with them, which is upsetting.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Okay, anyway.
Is Rick the main character?
Yeah, Rick and
Grimes?
his son are the main character. The really awesome thing. So I'm going to spoil something if someone's not seen it. In the show, Rick has a son, and he also has a wife, and she gets pregnant, and both the wife and the baby die. In the show, she died in childbirth, and then the baby's still alive in the show. Yeah, the baby's still alive. In the comic, they're escaping from the prison. The son is in front of him. The mother, I think, is with him holding the baby. The mother gets shot, and so does the baby, and they fall, and Rick has to keep running and tell the kid to keep running as well and not look back. And
That's a lot more fucked up than the way she died.
So fucked up. I'm reading it just going, holy shit, where did that come from? It was kind of like a Game of Thrones moment where it was like, I can't believe you've just killed off a interesting, fun main character, and now
we've got to deal with that.
We've got to deal with that. But we've got to deal with it through the kid. The kid who is trying to deal with the zombies is now, is now alone in the bush or in the forest with his dad. Zombies all around, and his mother and baby sister just got killed. It was just messed up.
That's why I like cartoons. No matter how many times you die, you keep coming back to life.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's going to be a time warp or something to bring them back in this. They've gone past it, I think. But the crazy thing is that comic's been around for 10 years now. That's amazing. I'm.
But think, 10 years ago, that was 2004. Hang on. Yes.
Yeah, but still.
Maths.
But still, that doesn't. That seems amazing to me that a comic has lasted that long when it's a modern it's just a zombie comic.
Yeah.
You think a zombie comic, you think, oh, it'll last a little bit and it'll be done.
There must be something about it that's keeping people interested.
Yeah, I don't know what. I figure if there is anyone watching, they can probably get a little bit bored. Wow, Maggie scrubs up nice. Imagine being Kirkman though, the guy that started the comic. You'd want to feel pretty you'd feel pretty good about yourself that your comic's done so well. I don't know what any of this stuff is though.
Video games.
Is that a fucking cartoon?
No, it's a video game. The Telltale make video games. They're really quite good. I haven't played the Walking Dead one, but another graphic novel I'm really into, Fables. Their Fables one is so good.
I downloaded Fables, and I've read like the first couple of issues. I've really got to get around to moving on with that one. I've just downloaded way too many
comics. Yeah, and that's why I don't want you to lend me anymore, because I'm trying to get through all the other ones you've lent me.
I literally have the first, like the Batman. Let me let's go back to the normal camera. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. Oh well. That can minimize. That can open up. The when I first downloaded all the Batman comics, I put them onto my my hard drive, and Dark Knight Waiting Dry. There we go, that one. So it's a lot of Batman. It's never enough Batman. So if we go back to a 2D mix, that I'm sure this is really thrilling for people talking about comics to this level with no visuals. I think I put onto my hard drive. Have I read? I don't think I've read. Oh no, I read Dark Victory because I then read When in Rome. So I think I definitely read. Yeah, Year One Robin was actually quite good. And I read The Arrow and the Bat. That was interesting.
Are these all trades or just one-offs?
There's a combo.
Okay.
Some of them are single issues, but then some of them are trades. So I'm up to about here. Superman. I'm actually reading Superman Batman World's Finest. So that's a trade. It's a long one. And so I've got on my iPad something to maybe. I think I've got Longbow Hunters on there. So I'm probably got to about here. But then there's all that, and that's only in one, and then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to go.
Yeah, you're never going to finish them.
And then we're starting to get into more recent ones. Actually, Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Funnily enough, I've got that a hard copy version of that in the bedroom at the moment. I brought that from Mum's. But part of the reason I wanted to download them all was so that I could never run out. I'm never going to have an issue with a problem with wanting to read a comic, because I will have it, because I've then got all those as well.
Fables up to date, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got to get. Then I've also got D&G.
Yeah.
If I want to, because that's
that's a lot.
Yeah, issue 72 72 issues. Yeah, that's the images there, so I'll bring that up for people to have a look at. I love what drew me to it was the art.
Yeah.
The art I found really awesome, because it was one of the comics where it was the first sort of one where I didn't have any idea what it was. I'd never heard Brian Wood's name, and I was just like, I'm going to try it, give it a go, and see what it's like. And I read the first one, and I absolutely loved it. And I would love it if they turned it into a show, because it still might not happen. But it's just, yeah, absolutely love it.
What else you got?
Hold on. So yeah, Fables there's a lot of issues in there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's actually up to date though. Has that ended?
It's ending.
It's ending.
It's ending.
Yeah, I thought I heard that it was ending.
Yeah.
5 Ghosts of Fabian Grey. That was a good just 5-parter. It's continued on though. They've made more. Have I talked to you about Gotham Central?
No.
You know how there's the Gotham TV show coming out about. If we're going to lean forward like this, I'm going to bring the mic forward a bit.
I'm going to get some water.
Okay, I'm going to talk.
You can keep talking.
Gotham Central is about. Don't do that. Gotham Central is about. Oh yeah, the light switch. Did you find it? Or do you not need it?
No, that's alright.
The light switch is hidden behind the fridge. The Gotham Central is about the detectives that work the major crimes unit in Gotham, and the fact that they have to wrestle with the fact that sometimes Batman does their job for them and they feel like shit. But then it becomes a procedural with them trying to find the bad guys and them trying to think, and then there's a whole corruption side of it as well because Gotham's so corrupt. It's actually really, really good.
But it all takes place before Batman's Batman, isn't it?
That's the TV show.
Okay.
Gotham Central Batman is current and is present, and so are Mr. Freeze and Catwoman and all that. The upcoming TV show is all about James Gordon when he was a detective. So they're not going with the year one idea that he came from Chicago. Mm-hmm. They're dealing with him growing up. So it takes place in the time, I think, Bruce Wayne, his parents have died, and he's just Bruce Wayne. Although I don't want there to be too much Bruce Wayne stuff. They've already shown that apparently Bruce Wayne is friends with a very young Selena Kyle, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. But they can rewrite it how they want. The trailer looks really good. Who am I to judge? With
the fucking guy off the OC, that's going to be great.
I never watched the OC, so I don't know. Infinite Crisis is pretty big as well. There's like a lot of pre-Infinite Crisis and all the build-up to it, which I can't wait to actually read all of that, but it'll be a while. Mouse.
Yeah.
That's pretty good to have in there, even though it's taken me a while to get into that.
I read that in high school.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. They made us.
What, they made you read a comic?
Well, it is terrible.
It is a comic about the
Holocaust.
The Holocaust. Yeah. So, and then obviously the New 52. Even though I'm only up to like week 21, 22, I'm so behind.
Well, you read more than I have. I'm just not in the mood for reading superhero stuff at the moment.
Not only am I so behind, I'm really annoyed because I really want to start reading Batman Year Zero because I love what Scott Snyder, yeah, Snyder and I can't remember the artist's name. I'm really enjoying their version of Batman, so I really want to read Year Zero. Northlanders is Brian Wood's Vikings.
That's what
comics
was.
That's another one that I fucking love. I've made a point that I want DMZ and Northlanders on my iPad at all times in case I feel like reading an issue. It's fantastic. I'm not sure why.
The TV series?
I'm not sure why that's there. I think
that's good to have.
Jamie was downloading it, and I think she accidentally put it in there.
No, that's good to have.
I
have a real thing for fairy tale characters. I probably should see a therapist about it.
I was going to make a joke that the evil queen lady's usually got a lot of cleavage going on, so it's probably why you like that.
Fucking beautiful. But it's the characters. I don't care what the actresses look like.
Well, I've watched Jamie watching it, and I've somewhat gotten into it.
The first season was good. Second season was okay. The third season, it's all about Neverland.
Yep.
I haven't continued watching, but I've got it.
Orchard's the Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine comic.
Did not know he did comics.
Also got the soundtrack in there as well. Because of course he did a soundtrack. Oh,
it's just saying my phone is charged.
Oh yeah, your phone's charged. Star Wars comics.
Yeah.
Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Although I've got some cards.
I never realised that was set in the Australian outback.
Haven't you seen the movie?
No, I have, but not for a very long time. I know there was kangaroos in it.
A couple of issues of Saga there. Punisher, Max.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into Punisher, so I tried to download it, but never read it. And then a bit of Queen Sonja and Red Sonja. Six Gun Scalped, as I was mentioning before, that is a really good Indian Native American comic. Of course, you have to have the Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
That is some good stuff.
I'm so excited to learn that the one character in the entire Ninja Turtles universe that I love more than anything is actually going to be in the movie. Baxter Stockman.
Oh, Baxter!
I love Baxter Stockman.
How is Baxter in the movie?
I don't know, but he's a black man for some reason.
Yeah, well, he was originally.
Was he? I just remember him being fun.
Oh, haven't you read the first issues? The first ever Turtles?
I can't say.
The first ever issue of Turtles, which was only like a standard book, not a trade, a standard one, was pretty much the story of what became the movie, the live action movie. The second one was Baxter Stockman with the mouses, you know, the things that had the big teeth.
Yes.
That was the second issue. By the time they got to like 6 issues in, there was Triceratops and rhinoceroses from space and time travel and robots and the Krang robot aliens that sat in the stomach of the humanoids, and it got really silly really quick, which I wasn't expecting, but obviously it's theirs. They can do whatever they want.
The Shadow. Yeah, you got a lot of comics in here. Mm-hmm. Tron Legacy. What were you drinking?
It's not that good. Not that bad. Wait, just give me a second.
Evangelion.
I'll just go back to that so that people can still see what we're doing, because otherwise it looks silly. Cryptozoic Man. Don't worry.
No.
You have to be a Steve Dave fan for that one. There's some Green Arrow. I've got to move these into my comics collection, but there's Green Arrows.
God, I've still got to watch Arrow.
Green Arrows in there. We should have watched that tonight instead of
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but then what would I have yelled at?
Yeah, good point. Where is?
I think we need to wrap
there
up
we go.
talking about comics.
I just downloaded a bunch of Marvel as well. But
have you read?
I've probably
what's it called?
I've probably got it, but I haven't read it. Thrilling.
Lock and Key.
Lock and Key. No,
Lock
I haven't.
And Key. You need to read Lock and Key.
And I haven't got it either. I haven't even heard of it.
Lock and Key is fantastic. It's all supernatural stuff, and it's about a family that the dad dies, so they have to go and live with their uncle, and they're living in the house that the dad grew up in, and it's a very creepy house filled with ghosts and stuff. I don't want to give too much away. You have to read it though.
Okay.
You're typing it in.
Sorry,
No, you're not good.
I posted this morning big questions on a Saturday morning. Should I have another coffee? Because I'd had way too many coffees. And a brother of a friend of mine just commented a minute ago saying, "I reckon go for it, champ." And I'm pointing out to him that's 13 hours after I actually asked it. So, yeah.
Mega lag.
Mega lag. That's his new nickname. I've just decided.
Mega lag.
His new nickname is Mega Lag. No, anyone, if they are watching, has not commented on my Facebook. Given that it probably wasn't on your Facebook, so I don't think any of your friends that I don't know would have commented. But none of my friends that you don't know has commented either. Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
So yeah, stop talking about comics.
Yeah,
people have probably heard enough about comics. And of course, comics are obviously a visual, so it would have helped if we had been able to show more of it. That's why eventually I'd like a system for podcasting where I wouldn't need the camera to be the computer camera, so I could have the computer here and do stuff whilst the camera
sitting on top of
something like that. I'm liking the couch. You're right that it needs something here. But I do like the image there of the two heads in the space. That does work well. And I'm assuming and hoping that the mic is picking us up quite nicely. It does normally do that. And based on the
levels, it looks pretty good.
The levels there, we're hitting just in the yellow, so it's probably sounding okay as well. Anyway, that's the technical stuff that you don't need to worry about, and people probably don't really care.
No.
Which is fair enough. It really doesn't matter. I wonder what this does. What does that zoom in? Oh, it zooms in the screen size, so I can then have it a bit neater. But anyway, that doesn't matter.
No.
I don't know. If you got a subject or something?
I guess my thing is when we're talking about all these, and we're not going back to comics, but when we're talking about all these awesome comics that you're telling me to read, I've got so little time to fill up with movies and TV shows. I'm just struggling to find time to catch up with all these comics.
Jamie was saying today, we've got to find a new TV show to watch because all of our TV shows are going on hiatus.
Yes.
And I said, I don't really want to watch any more new TV shows because I want to do other things. I want to read my comics. I want to do some actual schoolwork and study and stuff instead of coming home and watching TV. I want to be more active and go to the gym more often. All these other things. I don't want to add another show to the list. And you're right. There's so much to do and so many things out there to entertain that you can't do all of it. Because I'm recommending comics to you and stuff, but if you recommended some to me, I'd probably never get around to reading them.
That's right. Because look at all the Batmans you got to get through.
Well, I like having them there because whenever I feel like reading an old school Batman, I can.
Yeah. I
just pick it up and away I go and have a read. And there's sometimes there'll be ones where I'm like, nah, this is stupid and pass on it. But then there's other ones where I'll be like, oh my god, this is an absolute classic. Like obviously reading like Dark Victory,
and we said we weren't going to talk about comics anymore.
Fuck, we weren't either. So yeah.
And it took everything I had not to buy it. So I love Black Cherry.
I remember being when I was in my hippie stage, and I'm a hippie now, so that shows you what hippie stage I had. I loved incense. I was always burning incense.
Yeah.
So much so that it flared up my stepdad's asthma. And I got told to stop. And I was like, I think I probably had a grumpy about it, but when it's flaring up someone's asthma, you can't really say no. But yeah, the other day I thought, oh, that's a really nice, I like the smell of that. It's a bit strong sometimes. It's a bit strong sometimes if you get too close to it, but yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, smelly candles.
So there's some decent TV shows that are coming back, and some decent TV shows starting. The show I'm probably most looking forward to is The Strain. I don't know if you've heard about The Strain.
No.
So The Strain is based on a novel written by Chuck Hogan, who's the guy that wrote The Town.
Friend of, or a relative of Hulk.
Relative of Hulk. And I can never say his name properly at the start, but Guillermo del Toro, we'll go with that. He co-wrote the book.
Okay.
And it's basically... it's a concept you've probably never heard of before. These things called vampires.
Oh, okay, so it's vampires.
Vampires. Very good concept for a show. I haven't finished reading all the books, but from what I've heard, the books don't end fantastically.
Okay.
But very, very, very exciting. So they're making a TV show out of it, and the only problem that I have with it is because he's done quite a few vampire things already with Blade 2 and
yep.
Even some of the things in Hellboy. A lot of the concepts in The Strain you've seen before.
Okay.
So one of the big things about The Strain is the vampires have a detachable bottom jaw, which of course you've seen in Blade 2 and you've seen in Blade 3.
How does it... Wait, what? I don't think I've actually seen Blade 2 or 3. So how does it detach?
So in Blade 2, the jaw kind of comes open at the bottom like the Predator, and then they've got this giant tongue sucker thing.
So like Alien?
Kind of like Alien.
So it's not original at all?
Well, it was originally did in Blade, but I guess it's not as original in The Strain.
No.
But look, the show is going to be good. I have high hopes, and it's on FX, which is like one of my favourite networks at the moment. FX and obviously HBO. I've never had a problem with anything HBO's done, except for Game of Thrones. But we'll give them that one.
Now you just said that you still haven't finished the books.
No, there's 3 books.
When-
I've read
when
the
do you-
first and second.
When the hell do you get the chance to read? Like, what time of day or...
Audiobooks.
Oh, so you've listened to them.
I've listened to the second one
Okay.
audiobook, but I've read the first.
That makes me feel better because I listen to audiobooks and I've become very proud of the fact that I listen to audiobooks now because I've said, you know what? I've never been much of a reader. I've never been able to read fast enough. Like, I read really slowly.
Yeah, so do I.
And that means that I struggle to pick up on everything and then my mind wanders and all this kind of stuff. So I'm very keen on audiobooks and I don't understand when people get the time to actually sit down and read. If I didn't go for a ride and listen to an audiobook or a podcast or at work, I'd never get a chance to.
Well, I think, the opportune time for reading growing up was you would do it when you're in bed to go to sleep.
And that's,
Is that right?
I think that's the perfect
Time to read.
place to do
Yes,
it because
yes,
you lie down,
yes. When
you're
you're a
cozy.
kid.
No, now.
No, I will explain this. When you're a kid, it's the opportune time to read because somebody hasn't sucked your dick yet or fucked you yet. So that is the thing you do in bed.
Why can't I go to bed and just have a nice read before I fall asleep?
Well, you can, but there's much better things to do, I think.
What's with all this physical activity that you're talking about before bed? God damn it. Yes, very true.
Yes.
Are you getting a fan
I'm
message?
just saying.
Is it? I hope so.
Yeah.
It is?
Yep. Someone's just asked if we've started.
If we've started, we're an hour in.
I know.
We're hitting hour 2.
Oh, well. So we're in.
One. Okay, so that's... We've got that sound back. Let's add that and do that. Two. There we go. So we've actually got 2 sound inputs now, but one of them's peaking like crazy. So that can go back down to there. 2, 1, 2. That's
Apparently the sound is quite low quality.
well, the visual's pretty bad too. Come on. I mean, let's call a spade here. Like, what do you want from us?
What were we talking
When
about?
when we get some sponsors, then
Yeah.
we'll improve all the quality and stuff.
Can we do the thing where we make this part bigger so we can see ourselves?
You want to see yourself?
I do want to see myself. Is it screen?
No, screen makes it come up on there.
Right. No,
we actually have to bring up... I can't believe we actually have to do that.
On the website.
You can bring it up on your phone if you do the right search. Well, this is thrilling. Yeah, no, tell us about your burlesque experience.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. So I had never been to a burlesque show before in my life.
Had you been to a strippers before?
I have been to a couple of strippers. I do not enjoy strippers.
I'm going to guess that it's probably for the same reasons that I don't like it. Why don't you like the strippers?
I don't know. Just it's. I prefer the tease. I must admit. I think that's what it is. That's why they're giving away the lot at the strippers.
Yeah.
And plus, I find it really uncomfortable. Girl up there being paid to take her clothes off.
Yeah, but if no one's being sort of rude and disgusting and stuff, and she's happy,
but everyone's being rude and disgusting and stuff.
I went to a strippers one time, and I was blown away by how pathetic the men seemed.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for my side of the species, or my gender, when they were just also just like, oh, boobs, oh, she's showing interest in me, and I'm just like, you guys are pathetic. It just, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. It felt a little bit cheap. And I've got a bit of a problem where if a girl comes on to me a little bit too strong, I think something's up. I expect her to then slap me in the face and then laugh with her friends.
Yep.
And so I felt really uncomfortable whenever they'd come up to me. And of course, they'd come up to you and within seconds they'd say, you should take me for a private. And I'd be like, that costs money. I had to borrow money to get in here. Yeah. I can't afford to take you for a private.
Yeah, see, I haven't been to enough strip clubs to be asked for a private, so...
I'm now paranoid that we're not getting sound. It's always the way. But again, this is a first-time attempt at this.
Well, I keep getting messages about it.
Is it the same people?
It is the same two people.
Same two people? Positive?
Well, no, they're just asking some questions about...
Is this it?
Random things.
Is that all? Is it just you two talking? Which is fair enough. I mean, it's not that surprising that people would not be that impressed.
They're asking me to get my dick out.
It's not that kind of show,
It's not that kind of show, guys.
Jesus. That's when he gets on the cam later and you've got to pay.
So yes,
speaking of getting your dick out, the burlesque show.
So I'll jump to that part of the story now.
What, you getting your dick out of the burlesque show? Is that how you got kicked out?
No, I was very worried because, as I said, I've never been to a burlesque show, and I did kind of think that I was going to be uncontrollable at this burlesque show because...
Uncontrollable within needing a pillow over your lap, or uncontrollable as in I want to jump up and do stuff?
Pillow over lap.
Pillow over lap.
Yeah. Or blanket. I think blanket would have been better because pillow
is obvious.
Yeah.
But blanket you cause a tent, and then people see the tent and they're like, well, I know what that is.
Well...
But that's kind of a compliment.
Yeah.
At least she's doing a good job.
Yeah. So, obviously,
anyway.
Being a guy, you go to the burlesque shows thinking, there's going to be all these beautiful women dancing, and there was some absolutely beautiful women dancing, but there was a person on the bill, and remember I say person, named Miss something. So, the picture is, I don't know if people can see this, but it was basically there, so you could only see the eyes, so we didn't know what was going on. It was a guy that was doing burlesque, which was, pretty awesome. The fact that there was a guy on the bill with all these beautiful women, Egyptian theme, I like the whole Egyptian thing. Had Eye of Ra's over his nipples.
Yep.
nice loincloth, doing his dance. Very cool. Wasn't as stylish as the women, I must admit. Started to do that little squatty cross-legged thing, and then it was at that point that I realised one of his balls had popped out. And it wasn't a matter of things going wrong and having to deal with it, because that had happened a few times throughout the night. This guy just didn't give a fuck. He knew the ball was out. We all knew the ball was out, but nobody was talking about the ball being out.
So it was like that episode of The In-Betweeners.
It was like that episode of The In-Betweeners.
Did you get up nice and close to it? Unfortunately,
I was.
Was there a bit where
I was about halfway back.
Oh, okay. So you weren't like getting a face full.
But once it was there, we all knew it was there. He finished the act, got off stage, did a little bow, and then for the rest of the night, all people could talk about was the moose. Did you see the ball? Did the moose knuckle? The moose knuckle. That's become that. I saw something about a moose knuckle on, pardon me, on somebody's Facebook. Yeah, and I thought, I wonder what that was. That was carrying on from that. Awesome. So yeah, it was actually a competition. The woman who won it was going to get a shot at another burlesque show that's on tomorrow night. I think we saw about 16 acts. The girl who won it was very good. I couldn't remember anything of her act, and I will explain why in a second. Because you were traumatised from the moose knuckle. Traumatised by the moose knuckle was part of it. But they split it up into 3 sections, and there was a brilliant MC on the night who's been on Spicks and Specs and all those sort of shows. He used to do a segment on The Circle. He was really good, this guy. He was emceeing and he was doing his bits throughout the night, and they were really funny. They split it up into 3 acts, so you had 4 at the start, 5 in the middle, and then 6 at the end, I think. I think that's how it worked out. Anyway, in the 3rd act, the second girl that came on was the greatest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. She wasn't the most beautiful girl on the night, I'll give her that. But just to give you and the how many people we got viewing at the moment? 2 apparently. 2. The 2 people viewing, I'll give you the picture. Her music was hip hop music, so straight away it was a bit out of place. Yeah. However, when the MC was doing the announcement for it, he said, "Now this girl has let me. She doesn't like her bio, so she's going to let me make up anything I want about her." And he went on this rant about she's from Algeria and that sort of stuff. It was really funny. She came on. It wasn't a costume, more that it was a prop. Giant Pac-Man body. So she came out and she was doing the whole Pac-Man thing. Then she got out of there and she was wearing something on top, suspenders, and a pair of black shorts that went up to here. So kind of like the chola hip hop sort of girl thing. Fair enough. Did a little hip hop dance, blah blah blah. Took the pants off. Donkey Kong shorts, massive Donkey Kong shorts. At this point, I was standing and clapping. Okay, so I was so excited. So what you're telling us is that in order to get into your pants, someone just needs to be a nerd, a bit of a dorky nerd. Absolutely. Donkey Kong pants. She sexually took the t-shirt off. A bra. Wait. Sorry, no. How do you sexually take a t-shirt off? She was doing the whole dancing and the... No, come on, show us, because apparently people want to see you get it off. So. Well, doing the whole. I don't know. I can't remember the specifics, but I need to get to this. So she gets the top off. Yep. Gets the top off. Underneath the top, she's wearing a bra that has on one breasticle. Pac-Man. No. The red mushroom of Mario Brothers, and on the other breasticle was the green mushroom of Mario Brothers. I was still standing at this stage, I believe, and clapping, or hands above the head clapping, and then I blacked out. I just remember it. Oh, she took the bra off. She had the beautiful pasties on, and she was shaking them like the full the circles, and then leaning back in the circles. It was very good. Did she manage to get the
get the one in.
No, she couldn't do that, but she did rub her head, pat it. No. She came third on the night.
Yep.
I was very disappointed.
But she got the Dale.
Yeah,
the Dale
definitely the Dale.
Oh.
I sent her a Facebook message that night saying I thought she was best on the night.
No, sorry, it should be the Dale tent of approval.
Tent of approval.
Approval.
Yeah.
I like the fact that with the red mushroom on the breast implies that if you eat it, you get big.
Well, I certainly got big,
and you didn't even have to eat it.
Didn't even have to eat it.
No. Did you find that it was? See, because it's not necessarily a problem or an issue that I have, but I'm always, when it comes to burlesque, the current trend for it to be trendy to do or see burlesque seems to waive as, and I haven't actually been to any, so I shouldn't comment, but it seems to waive the possibility that quality doesn't matter, it's doing it. Did you find that even the bad acts were able to get a round of applause because doing burlesque, it's great.
Yeah, there was definitely acts that were better than others on the night. You could tell that by the applausometer. Not that they had an applausometer, but people were applauding a lot more. There was, and I was really, really pleased at the fact that they weren't all stick thin models. Like there were a couple of bigger girls with nice shapely bottoms, and I like a nice shapely bottom.
That is one thing that I've noticed with the burlesque is that there isn't a standard body type.
No,
it is very much about the performance, not about the body type. Whereas I found that when I went to the strippers, it was very much just the cliche attractive. But I was like, okay, sure, you might be attractive, but you dance like shit.
Yeah.
Can you even hear the song that you're dancing to?
Yeah.
Whereas with the burlesque, at least I like the fact that they're trying to put on a show.
Yep.
And they're trying to perform with the tune that they've got going.
Yeah. And I like the fact that it's more about the tease rather than, showing you their internal organs while they're on stage.
As well as it's about the humour.
Yes.
I find that there's a lot of humour with it as well.
Yes.
I'm still not sold on it though. There's something about it that I'm not 100%. I feel like I think, and again, I'm stupid for saying it because I haven't actually ever been to one, but I feel like it's sort of popular just because it's trendy. Like it's popular because it's cool to be for it to be popular.
Yeah.
It's sort of, I feel a little bit the same about roller derby. I find roller derby actually the time when I went to it and watched it was a little bit boring on the flat.
Yeah, I like roller derby.
You're allowed to like roller derby. There's nothing wrong with that. I like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Whereas you yelled at the TV an hour ago.
Because it's ridiculous.
But I just found roller derby to be a little bit boring on the flat.
Yeah.
I'm like, apart from the chicks that actually that try to make the laps, the other chicks are all just going slow.
Yeah. They're
not doing anything. And it's not that hard to do a nice hip and shoulder on skates. That's all they have to learn. And it's become this sort of, it's a weird sort of performance piece because it's putting on your makeup and having your costume and stuff and then being rough. So I find that sort of weird. I know this is going to sound sexist, and anyone who knows me knows that I'm not known for being sexist. I'd like to see male roller derby.
They've got male roller derby.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Because I reckon that'd be intense.
Yep.
The hits would be so... Not just suggest a big hard hit in a classic roller derby is impressive.
Yeah.
I saw some damn good stuff the time I went, but I still just got a little bit bored by the flat and by the... You've got a pack of girls just going slow.
And then one girl
then
going
you've
really
got
fast.
Two girls trying to go really fast.
Yeah.
But and also because it's on the flat, it was hard for them to pick up any pace.
Yeah, I do. I would prefer to see...
Banked.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see banked and a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it a little bit bigger so they had a little bit more time in the straight to pick up the pace.
Yep.
Because then your hits are going to get bigger. Because they're going to have more power when they come careening into the back of the other group.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why. And it's probably because I'm just trying to be like a meta hipster. by not liking the things that the hipsters like.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think it's, for me, it's just the fact that I like the look of girls that do burlesque, and I like the look of girls that do roller derby. So that's
you're just in it. You're just in it for the perv.
However,
you're just in it for the perv.
I am definitely in it for the perv. However, I have recently found out that 90% of the girls that do roller derby are doing it because they're awesome. Besides that, but there's a very large same-sex attracted population that do roller derby. So a straight girl in roller derby is
rare. You reckon?
It's quite rare. So if you can find a girl that does roller derby, grab onto her. I reckon. And
then fall behind her as she flies around the ring.
That's right.
And then kicks you in the guts and keeps going because she's a badass. Well, yeah, because Ellen Page is gay and she was in that roller derby film.
So was Drew Barrymore, but she's not gay, and Kristen Wiig. And
I bet Drew Barrymore's had a fair share of roller derby encounters, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes.
I do remember the first time I got invited to go to a roller derby, my friend's girlfriend said, "Gavin, you'll love it. Lots of people like you are there." And I said, What kind of people are that? And at the time I had my plugs were in my ears, they're a lot bigger. And she's like, "Oh, people with like earrings and tattoos and stuff." And I've gone, "Yes, my people do enjoy the derby."
Yep.
And it was funny because when I went, I actually ended up seeing like 8 or 10 people that I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, there's like a couple of members of my old band. There's some chicks I went to school with. There's this person. There's that person. And the girl that in the life story of Gavin, there was a girl that tried to tell all my friends that I'd given her chlamydia.
Oh, nice.
That's a fun story.
Did you get it back?
No, I went and got checked, and I had no
lesions?
transmutable problems. Her best friend was there as well, and I remember that was awkward because I was like, "Well, I don't like your best friend anymore, and you're probably don't like me because she probably lied about who I was." So, so it was fun to go to the derby and see some old friends and all the people like me with their weirdness and stuff.
Yeah. I like the derby.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you really do like the derby. Is there a bout coming up?
I've recently learnt there's quite a few leagues. I thought there was only one.
What do you mean? Is there a league other than the Victorian Roller Derby
There
League?
is a league. There's the North Side Rollers, which is one I've recently found out.
Is that a full league, or is that just a team?
No. There's about 4 teams involved in that.
Okay, the roller derby leagues of Victoria probably do not want anything to do with me, but that is stupid having more than one.
Oh yeah. There's leagues in Ballarat. There's leagues in Sydney.
No, but it's okay to have one in Sydney,
Ballarat?
and maybe even Ballarat because it's a bit of a travel. But the Victorian Roller Derby League is based in just on the west side, isn't it?
No. I think they're north.
So there shouldn't be another league in the north. They should all be competing against each other because 4 teams is not enough to have a good season.
Well, you've got to think. Say, besides the AFL, say there was only one footy league. How many guys play footy?
Lots.
Right, so there'd have to be a lot of leagues for so that all those guys could get a game. It doesn't have to be top class leagues. It could be B grade, C grade. There's a lot of girls that do roller derby.
Yeah, but my thought is that.
Oh, you're looking it up?
I'm looking it up. I'm trying to get some more information.
You're going to get quite shocked how many there are.
Okay, so there's the Ballarat Roller Derby League.
Yep.
There's the Ballarat Roller Derby Junior Derby.
Yep.
That's
there's
cool.
The Diamond Valley.
Can I just say, I like that. That's really cool because that's teaching young girls to get out there, and that's good. I like that. Fucking hell, Diamond Valley. Where the fuck's Diamond Valley?
The Diamond Valley.
Dragon City.
Yep.
They're making that up. What's in Bendigo? East Vic Roller Derby. Geelong Roller Derby.
Yep.
Kingston Roller Derby.
Moorabbin and shit. Latrobe.
The Melbourne Men's Roller Derby.
See? Men.
That one I want to check out. See what that's like. Northeast Roller Derby.
Northside Rollers.
See, the thing again, my issue is. First of all, I didn't realise this is actually quite amazing.
Yep.
What is getting to me though is barely anybody knows about any of these leagues. What if they all made one big... What if they made an AFL?
Yep.
And that was the one. That was where you went and saw the best roller derby in Victoria.
Yep. Do you remember when you went and saw a derby how long the bout went for?
No, because...
Very long time.
I hate to say it, my main focus was chatting and drinking.
Fair enough.
And that... Well, hey, that's why people go to the footy, don't they?
That's right. Each bout goes for a really long time. Could you imagine if all of these teams were in one thing? You'd get maybe 1 or 2 bouts a night, and the season would go for about 10 years.
But they have double headers.
Yeah.
No, but okay, so what I'm trying to say is...
for example,
Okay, but wait, what is there a... At the moment, we've got the AFL and we've got the VFL.
Yep.
Can that happen with the roller derby?
Well, from what I have
happening?
From what I have gathered, this team here.
That's not. Is that a team or a
so
league?
That league there, which has 4 teams, I believe.
So Northside Rollers is what we're clicking on here, folks.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't be doing this on the iPad. I should be doing this so that people can see.
So they have
5 teams.
5 teams there. So the Death Stars and the Rebel Alliance are their A and B team. Sisters of Anarchy and the Pulp Vixens. Just league teams.
But see, in the Auckland Roller Derby League's coming over.
When's that? 7th of the 6th.
Tonight? Now. That's happening right now. Oh no, it happened today at 2 PM.
Yes, it did. That's right.
And actually, they're doing 3 because that's at 7th of the 6th. That's 7th of the 6th.
Yes, that's exactly
so they're doing
right.
3 bouts today.
That's exactly right.
In fact, one of them is probably finishing right now. Oh, actually, here are the scores. For those of you who were interested, the Northside Rollers they beat the Auckland Roller Derby
Oh,
League.
sweet.
They beat the Valley Vixens. Unfortunately, the Krakens beat them 210 to 138. They beat the Westside Glory. Oh, this is actually... Oh, shit. Some of those were from other times. Auckland Roller Derby versus Northside Side Rollers, 68 to 207.
Wow, that's a thrashing.
That was today. Anyway. I don't know. I just think that when you've got
Nice.
Well done. Almost saved it. Your knee in my hand saved that.
That's right.
When you've got a underground sport like roller derby, I think it's more beneficial for everyone if they consolidate.
Yes, I agree.
That's my thought.
I agree.
I don't know whether that's a good how you would do that. I mean, the Otway Derby dolls are probably not going to want to have to travel to into the city just to do a bout all the time.
Yeah.
That seems ridiculous. It seems like there's only one team in the Otway Derby Dolls. Is a regional division of the Ballarat Roller Derby League. Anyway, you know what? I had an idea a long time ago that I was rethinking about recently, and it was of amateur sport live streamed on the internet. I want to see roller derby live streamed on the internet so that I can watch a bout or see at least videos and highlights and stuff from all these different leagues on a Monday. That's what they need. Inside Derby or the Derby Hour, a podcast or something showing all the highlights from the weekend's bouts.
Yep.
Because no one knows that it's going on.
No, that's right.
It's such an underground thing, and I'm clearly completely oblivious to the fact that there's all these different leagues. So yeah. Anyway.
There you go.
What am I doing? I'm commenting on a fucking Facebook thing when we should be focusing on talking, even though we have done an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Feel free to tell me that you've had enough and you want to go home. Oh, what's that?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I think that's perfectly understandable.
Yep.
You probably could have just waited to tell me that.
Well,
because now everyone wants to know.
No.
Don't worry. No, I'm not going to.
Yes.
But
I just showed you a picture of that was on my phone.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you walk around with that in your pants.
Well,
But
I realised something the other day. I'll get an idea in my head, and then I will look up that thing on the internet and find a picture of it, and then send it to all my friends and stuff like that. So my phone is just filled with memes and dirty images and stuff like that.
I've recently jumped onto the bandwagon of responding to things with memes.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it.
Pretty awesome.
The minute somebody says something, I'm just like, right, and you go find the meme and then you send it to them, and quite enjoying it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you come to an end? I think I've come to an end.
We done?
I think so. I think an hour and a half for a
good start.
For a first one is pretty good. So now there's only one person watching, which technically is us watching ourselves, because we are watching ourselves.
Awesome.
There. So we're watching ourselves, and that's the end. But as far as very basic setup on the couch with the chair holding the laptop with a basic camera, I'm quite pleased.
Done well.
I think now that we're both sitting very close to the delay is kind of funny. And wait for it. Here comes the delay. And any minute now. Oh, that's just awkward. There we do. It's just you've only got half your face in there.
That's okay.
Anyway, that's the end. And if anyone likes what they heard, they should just message us. They know no one else is going to see it. Oh, we got 8 likes all up.
Wow, very good.
I just don't know who any of them are.
Maybe it's just 8 people that like the site.
No. There's way more people that like the site.
Really?
But anyway, I'm going to stop it now, and we might do this again. Who knows? Any last words?
We'll do it again.